Joining me now, the man himself, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. Lee, great to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Tell us more about this and the impact.
Not only can we protect the environment without suffocating the economy, we have to protect the environment without suffocating the economy. And we heard from the American public loud and clear when they voted on November 5th that they want economic relief. They want to unleash energy dominance. It is important for us to be bringing back jobs. Here we have an opportunity not only to bring back jobs, but a lot of jobs in the American auto sector as well. So we want to help President Trump at EPA to accomplish his mission, his mandate that the American public spoke loud and clear on last November. These 31 historic actions that we undertook, yes, is the largest deregulatory announcement ever made in U.S. history. We're proud to do it. We're proud to lead it, and we're going to get this across the finish line.
Well, I mean, it's incredible when you start looking under the hood, per se, in some of these situations, and you see so much money in terms of grants and other monies in the Biden administration that has gone toward the climate agenda. The EPA, I know, is terminating $20 billion in climate grants awarded by the Biden administration. The program, dubbed the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund, was approved by Congress in 2022 under the Inflation Reduction Act. That money is now frozen and is under FBI investigation. President Trump told me about energy costs in my exclusive interview and his priority to save every American dollar. Watch this.
You know what else is going down? What have I been trying to get down? Oil. Energy. Energy's going down. I'd love to see energy go down. You know, energy is really what caused it. They screwed up my energy. I had the most energy, and they screwed it up. Then they went back to it. It was going through the roof. They went back to some drilling, but it was gone. It was hopeless. It was lost. But energy's gone down, and interest rates have gone up over the last week. That's a big thing. I love that.
I mean, Lee, the Inflation Reduction Act was anything but an Inflation Reduction Act. They named it that, but how much of that Inflation Reduction Act was actually just money going to their pet projects like climate funds?
And to their friends. You had people who were part of the Biden administration, the Obama administration, Democratic donors. They were standing up NGOs that didn't even exist before the Inflation Reduction Act was passed. And as soon as they announced these pots of money of tens of billions of dollars, out of nowhere, they would create these NGOs, and they were getting billions of dollars. I mean, it's not like they were creating an entity and then getting $100,000 or getting $5 million. They were getting $2 billion, $5 billion, $7 billion. And they were doing it in a way where they were deliberately restricting oversight from the federal government, so that I, as EPA Administrator, sit before you today unable to answer a whole lot of very simple questions that should be required whenever the federal government is spending even a dollar. That level of accountability I can't provide to Congress, I can't provide to the American public, and that's unacceptable.
So what will this rollback mean for ordinary Americans then, Lee? I mean, you're rolling back lots of rules and regulations and rolling back and trying to claw back some of that money spent.
It means that it's going to be easier to purchase a car. It's going to be easier to heat your home. Operating a small business is going to be easier. People who are looking for employment are going to have more opportunities. Like I said here at the onset, we want to make sure that Americans have access to clean air, land, and water. That's the first pillar of powering the great American comeback. But while we are doing that, we need to unleash energy dominance, pursue permitting reform, make America the AI capital of the world, bring back those American auto jobs. The American public spoke loud and clear that they want this economic relief, and at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about here. These are policies where you're talking about, you'll hear terms like social cost of carbon, Clean Power Plan 2.0, Quad O BC, endangerment finding. When people start reviewing these individual actions, and you realize that you're talking about hundreds of millions, billions, and sometimes into the trillions, when you're looking at the impact of each of these regulations, we refuse to do our part to suffocate the economy. It is the exact opposite. That's what we're going to do all day, every day.
I mean, I remember a couple of years ago when Joe Biden came out with new laws around corporates, customers, and their customers. And you actually had to come up with an actual guideline and the usage as it pertains to the climate from your customers. You know, what is their, green gas effect, and what are their customers' green gas effect as well. It became incredibly costly. So I understand what you're saying in terms of the impact on business. You've got Google, Meta, and Amazon now signing a pledge to triple nuclear energy worldwide by the year 2050 with the advancement of AI data centers, which require so much power. That pledge initially adopted by 20 countries, including the U.S. at the UN Climate Change Conference back in December of 2023. Lee, when you see this kind of need and this demand rising because of data centers and AI, et cetera, what does that mean in terms of your abilities to level the playing field?
Very welcome news. All of the above is what we have been advocating for, and to see that level of investment to help make America the AI capital of the world is essential. There are some people in our country who might be a bit spooked by artificial intelligence and think that we should hit the pause button. That's actually not an option. If we sit back, other countries are going to eat our lunch. China is going to be the AI capital of the world. The Trump administration is not going to allow it. And there's an understanding of a baseload power, and then there's other supplies that are intermittent power. And unfortunately, on the left, there are too many people in office. There are governors of states, there are members of Congress, where they want to take baseload power and shift it to wind and solar, as if wind and solar is going to be able to satisfy all of our needs. All of the above. You take nuclear, coal, natural gas, and other base loads, and then you could talk about some other forms of energy that are intermittent that can add to it. So we have to be smart about our energy policy. Adding this massive nuclear investment would be huge to getting that accomplished.
All right, we will leave it there, and we're watching your work, Lee. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.